from Cleveland's most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good morning. I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital desk. We're going to take a look at our weather situation for the day. So let's not waste any time as we look into downtown Cleveland. A beautiful shot from our Great Lakes Science Center camera. Yes, downtown is there somewhere. You can see the windmill in front of the wind turbine in front of the Science Center, but that's about all you can see. That means it's pretty froggy out there. Going to bring in 19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page. Erica, thick as pea soup, I think they like to say.
Yeah, especially in some parts of our area, and it kind of all stems from the system that rolled through yesterday. I realized for a lot of folks it didn't bring us much in the way of rain or even some snow. I mean, you saw a couple flurries from time to time, especially in downtown Cleveland, but the moisture that was associated with that system hasn't quite escaped just yet. So that's what's leading to a lot of these foggier conditions across northeast Ohio, and we've really started to see that fog settle in across downtown Cleveland. I would say within the last couple of hours, more so than even earlier this morning if you were out and about traveling, trying to get to work, whatever the case may have been. So visibility right now in downtown, you'll notice that big difference from the lakeshore versus inland communities. We're talking less than half of a mile, and certainly with the looks of what we saw on those live cameras, that's no surprise to us. Hopkins right now 4 miles of visibility. Elyria is starting to improve a little bit more, but places like Sandusky, we're still talking visibility that's down below a quarter of a mile. So it is dense in spots. I think the worst of the fog will still remain west of I-77 as we go through the rest of the day today. But just know until that temperature warms up more, it's going to be really hard for us to see a significant pattern change, at least over the next couple of hours.
Erica, I don't think I've ever seen a zero like you have in Sandusky. That must be pretty thick out there.
Yeah, it is. Usually for us, when we start seeing that zero registering, it means you're down below a quarter of a mile. So the lowest reading we ever typically see, and you can see it right there at Burke Lakefront, is that 0.3. That's where you're getting close to that dense fog advisory criteria of being that quarter of a mile or less. Usually there's a duration component to that as well. So we don't anticipate this to last necessarily all afternoon long, but I would say at least into the morning, late morning, potentially lunchtime hours, we could still be dealing with on and off patches of fog where we're seeing visibility drop below a mile through at least lunchtime across our area.
Yeah, so be careful out there. Walk us through the rest of the day.
Yeah, so the rest of the day today, really not looking terrible. Let me see if I can find my hour-by-hour graphic. Of course, that's the one thing I didn't put in my show. Let's see. Hour. Where did it go? Okay, there we go. All right, temperatures as we go through the next couple of hours, they are going to stay basically into the mid-30s. We may gain a degree or two, especially as we go through the early parts of this afternoon, but don't anticipate this to be an overly balmy day. Temperatures, because of the clouds, because of the fog that's sitting across our area, aren't really going to be able to warm up significantly. We may get a couple locations, especially farther to the south, say Akron, Canton, where you're able to get closer to 40 degrees later this afternoon. But again, because of the cloud cover, that's pretty much where we're going to stay, not only this afternoon, but also into this evening as well. So do anticipate a pretty status quo temperature story even as we go through the later parts of tonight.
Excellent. We're going to take a 15-second pause, and Erica's going to share what we have for the rest of the week. You might be a little surprised. Give us just 15 seconds.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Here we are on the last day of January. It certainly doesn't feel like it, and it won't feel like the first week of February.
No, and to be honest, I kind of think we deserve this just because we had that Arctic blast. We've dealt with system after system after system. It seems like throughout the entire month of January, we finally get our weather pattern catching up and giving us a quiet period over the next several days. So yes, today, probably one of the cooler afternoons that we're going to experience over the next 7. Tomorrow, really looking beautiful temperature-wise to welcome in February. We're talking highs into the mid-40s. A few more clouds will be on hand, but I do think we will find some peaks of sunshine sunshine, especially as we go through the early to mid to late afternoon time frame tomorrow. And then by Friday, there's another system that comes through late Thursday night into Friday. I don't think it brings us much in the way of moisture. Some of our lakeshore communities may get a little bit of light mist, light drizzle overnight, but it clears out of here pretty quickly. But it will help to reset that temperature a bit, especially as we go into Friday afternoon. Still above average, but cooler than what we're going to be tomorrow. But what that system will do is eventually usher in some drier air, and that's going to sweep away those clouds. It's been so long since we've seen day after day of sunshine, and you can see that once we enter into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday into Tuesday, we're talking plenty of sun and temperatures above average for this time of the year. Average should be about 36, and we are going to be well into the low to mid 40s.
Excellent. Not too shabby for the first week, and we get that rodent making his appearance on Friday. Sam kind of laughs it off, says it's fun, but there's no factual basis to anything Punxsutawney Phil can tell us.
No, and we're actually going to do a little bit of an audit of his forecasting skills on First Alert Focus coming out tomorrow night, right? Tomorrow, Thursday night, yeah. So you can join us to see how accurate or maybe not accurate the wonderful furry rodent is in terms of forecasting early springs versus not.
Erica is referring to our First Alert forecast. It is an entire half-hour weather show. Nobody else in Cleveland is doing anything like this. It is every weeknight at 7:30 on WUAB. I believe that's CW43. A great, informative show. Even though there's maybe not a lot of severe weather headed our way or snow, anything like that, you still have the chance to learn about trends, patterns. It really is an incredible show, and our entire weather team puts in a lot of effort for that. So every weeknight at 7:30 on CW43. Erica Page, 19 First Alert meteorologist, we certainly appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, take care. And that's going to wrap it up. Just a quick look at our weather picture, another look into what is supposed to be downtown Cleveland. You can see a little car every once in a while there on the shoreways. It's driving in front of the stadium. There goes a little car past Brown Stadium, and it is thick out there. So just keep that in mind as you move about your day. If we have any other breaking news, we'll bring it to you right here on our digital platforms. Of course, we're on Verdict Watch in the Erica Stefanko murder trial out of Summit County. The jury restarted its deliberations at 8:30 this morning. You never know how long it's going to take, but we have committed to gavel coverage, and we will be there for the verdict. If we have anything else, it'll be right here on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.